Holy hell, guys. Oh my goodness. Welcome in, VOD watchers. And welcome in anyone who happens to be excited to watch another stream. I forgot if I hit done. Hang on. Ta-da! Yes, I have it be. We'll be doing our cat dragon stuff in a moment. Let me just make sure that everything is going correctly. So, one thing that happened earlier, there was a stupid update to the fucking MetaQuest bullshit or whatever. I want to get rid of that as soon as possible. All we have that for is just our Oculus Rift. It's one of the oldest Oculus Rift known to fucking man. But whatever, that's what we use for our VR chat stuff. Which we haven't played in quite a while. Hi, welcome to the stream. Hi. So like, a lot of our audio stuff is maybe a little screwed up. I'm gonna need like a second ear for that. In a moment. Yes, hi. Welcome. Let me get the cat dragon on screen real quick. But holy heck. So, yesterday, a prototype got released of Sonic Schoolhouse. It was mid-transition from whatever the heck Answer Hunt was to what we got in the final. And like, I'm just flabbergasted, just like what we found out. We'll be talking about that in a moment. But let me get the cat dragon on screen first. Oh my goodness. Where is it? Where is it? Cat dragon. Ah, there it is. MSPaint. Open up. Guess we'll just put it out down here for now. Yes. All the cutes are here. All the goodies. Let me make sure that the thumbnail is turned on. Put that on the side, since we're going to be using that as our little pre... Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did it like this before. Put it over here. Main window was at the top, because we're going to be cleaning up pixel art for the most part, because I don't think we have any more characters to draw. Let me just quickly double check. If I had the document on here, and give me a second, I need to open some stuff up. But yes, hi. Man. Just make sure that the browser is a little quieter for me. It's gonna be still pretty loud on y'all's end. Actually, you know what? One sec. Let me undo that. There we go. I realize I should have it at max so I know exactly what I'm listening to. Oh boy. Right, cat dragon. Yeah, we got everyone on there. Cool. So, MSPaint. No, that's the tiny corner one. I need... Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one. Okay, awesome. We can start cleaning this stuff up while yapping about stuff that we found out. Oh my gosh. I could not believe the things we found out. It's absolutely just ridiculous what we found. So, I kind of just wanna like yap and like talk about it as we like go through it. But I also know that we want to get this stuff done before New Year's. It's also super cold out here. I put the I put 27 on the date. I know it's like the 26th, but like we just transitioned to Saturday over in Europe. Well, not just, it's been like an hour. Super late because we've been absolutely just full on ADHD focus mode on this prototype thing. We found this purple guy. In fact, let me just get the browser open real quick and show y'all what I'm talking about. So, whilst perusing through the files, and I do mean whilst perusing through all the files, we found this guy. So this is actually used when you complete all billboards in the game. Or like all the blackboards in the game. So in the final version, you have Sonic with like a couple of sparklers about and stuff. This is actually the scene in this prototype. It's the exact same scene, same file names and everything. Except you have this guy instead. This dude in particular. I was like, who the heck are you? And so I kind of just posted about it. It's like, yeah, someday we'll find out what this purple creature is about. And yeah, that someday is today, I guess. Yeah, so, hang on. Yeah, in the final, it's like, it's this scene. Thankfully, there's like a screenshot of it in the final version. This is the scene that it replaced. That's the exact same scene. You got all 10 right. Good job. That's all that happens. You just get this and nothing else in the final. In the prototype. Instead, you have this stage. This little stage here. And the purple guy just dances in the middle here. Like, he's just there in the middle. In fact, we have someone who's made like a little preview of that. This is exactly how it shows up in game anyways. They just happen to be using like a couple of different files too. Yeah, this is what it looks like in game, more or less. Dang it, that music's loud. Didn't expect that. The music's not even used. Like, the music is just kind of there in the files. It's another one of those MIDIs. We kinda just found out. So, like, yeah. This guy just kind of exists there. But this goes deeper. In the files, there's this neat little release.txt. I will put it on screen real quick. It's not going to be as readable for y'all, but I'm going to put it on here just for the sake of, you know, context and stuff. So this is a file that happens to be on there. So, the disk itself claims that the version is 1.6.1, I believe. The executable or whatever says that it's build 1.4.2. This release thing says it's 1.4.1. So, whatever this version 6 is already way past when they started transitioning everything to have Sonic in the game. This release notes text file is from when the game was still about this clock guy. Which, going down here, we find out his name is Click Clock. We now know that the guy, the clock guy from the prototype, which, hang on, we have a sprite over here of him. Who showed up. This guy. There were a couple of FMVs in the game of this guy. All of them just say, click on me for help, and one of them actually had like the explanation of the gumball stuff. They were still in the final. This was the only remnant of Answer Hunt we had, besides the font still being called Answer Hunt and a couple of other strings referring to Answer Hunt, and literally all the files starting with AH, which is Answer Hunt. Still, that happened. We now know the guy's name, and yeah, looking at the files now, once again, CC, level CC, click clock. It's always meant to be click clock. But then something else happened. While perusing through this file, we noticed another guy. Well, we noticed a bunch of other things, actually. Animations are temporary and as we are implementing a new codec. The arms do now point at the appropriate times. Pointing at the appropriate times. There's nothing in the prototype or in the final version of Schoolhouse that has the clock showing the time. This doesn't exist. This doesn't exist anymore. There is no point in the game or anywhere in the final that has anything to do with teaching time. That doesn't exist. That's not a thing. This is not a thing. So I was like, okay, that's really weird. However, that's not the weirdest thing. PPE is mentioned here. PPE. Schoolyard. All game elements are in and working. New existing sequence includes PPE to clarify the relocation of the player. Just stuff like this. In fact, new general PPE artwork has him flying throughout the environment. PPE. Purple People Eater. Sonic didn't replace a clock. No, Sonic did not just replace a clock here. He replaced a guy called Purple People Eater. Which is based off of a song. And the appearance is fucking close to this one movie, aptly called Purple People Eater. It's the same guy. It's right here. He's right there. He's right fucking there. Like, holy shit! I'm going fucking mental. I'm going fucking mental with this. And there's more proof. There's more proof in the files. When you go to the AVIs. One second. These are the ones from the file, but like, it'll still work the same way. So like, yeah, here's the stages AVI. Like, this is what the guy replaces. It's just this AVI of him just going, You got all 3 right, or all 10 right. Good job. Whatever. That's just staged AVI. That's fine. What fucks with me though? What really fucks with me though? Okay, these aren't like actually readable right now. Let me go grab the Answer Hunt one switch. Hey, check this out. Answer Hunt. We got the disc right here. Oh. Yeah, right. It's not going to be able to open up the audio.exe, but the icon still shows up, which is fun. But if we go in here. By the way, I absolutely love the absolute scrunkly like artwork that's on here for the icon. Look at it. Look at how developer it looks. Look at how just scrunkly. This is the EXE's, like, icon, while the disc icon has, like, a much nicer look to it. It's so funny. This is so funny. Like, look at that. That's the disc icon. It's like neat, professional placeholder, but the other one is just like, yeah, whatever. It could have been better. That A must have been just like luck. No, actually no, I know exactly what happened here. Like, they started out with the A, and I was like, fuck this is taking forever. And just they just went ham. Answer Hunt. So funny. But that's not what we're here for. AH. On the AVIs. On the field trip files. These two. So all the other ones are like, oh, here's the driving scene. FT drive. FT head. Like, okay, you're selecting like the different animals. Whatever. These two, though. Field trip PPE. Purple People Eater. He was meant to be here. He was here. He was supposed to be driving the bus, which is weird. Why is the Purple People Eater driving a bus? He could fly. He could have just flown you over to the locations. I feel as though that bus was never meant to be there. It was just the Purple People Eater. The Purple People Eater would have flown you over to wherever the heck you needed to go. There was never meant to be a bus. The bus was never meant to be there. It was the Purple People Eater that flew you over to wherever you needed to go to, like, learn about these other funny animal characters. And it all got replaced by this fucking blue hedgehog. That's at least my theory on it. One more thing, though. We started editing the cutting room floor page to add some of this information. Because, like, yeah, it's fucking obvious now that we know about Purple People Eater. We didn't even know Purple People Eater was a thing until someone else pointed it out. It's like, hey, PPE, that's Purple People Eater. And then it's just like, everything just clicked together. Like, I made the research. The song talks about a one-horn flying Purple People Eater. And it's like, yeah, that's him. One-horn Purple People Eater. That's fucking him. Or her, or whatever. The high-pitched voice of Sonic is likely a play. Like, I can't say if that's just a coincidence, but I have the suspicion that the only reason why Sonic is this high pitch is because it was meant to be the Purple People Eater, just like in the song. If you listen to the song, the Purple People Eater. The original song from 1958. It's high pitch. It's super high pitch. Yeah, it's like Vivi. Vivi? Uh-huh. You're like slightly purple. Right, you don't fly. And you don't have a horn. And you're definitely not a Purple People Eater. Don't give me that! We're on stream! Oh, it's an it? Okay. Thank you. We love our neutrals. So, right. It got replaced. Purple People Eater got replaced. They left the first version in game. I wish we could, like, show what it all looks like in game, but we can't get it to run. So when we used to run Sonic Schoolhouse, it was on DOSBox. And yeah, that version works just fine. Answer Hunt does not. Answer Hunt, for some reason, does not run correctly on Windows 3.1. We need to have a virtual machine that runs Windows 95. Or update to... We need to update. We need to update to DOSBox Pure. DOSBox Pure Unleashed is a new version of DOSBox, or like another branch of DOSBox, that is more game-oriented, and that one might be able to run it. Alternatively, there's also this, like, compatibility environment you can install on Windows, which is what a friend of ours has done. And Schoolhouse and Answer Hunt both actually run fairly well natively on Windows 10. Fairly well, I say. For some reason, encountering the Purple People Eater just completely crashes the entire thing. Also, don't try to run this game on a modern Windows environment, because it's going to fuck with your Explorer.exe until you restart, of course. Then everything just goes back to normal. It's just a quirk of it. Don't know why it does that. Right. All the WAV files, C WAV database, can be recorded and integrated in 3 days. Question files, C question database, would require about 2 weeks to replace completely, but we think they are fine for final unless the questions change. AVI replacement requires about 3 hours per replacement. 3 hours to replace an AVI file is quite a lot. That was in back then time. It's like if you needed something changed in the FMVs, it better have been important. Finishing all of these animations will take about 1.5 weeks once we have the go-ahead. Man. So, we got... Purple People Eater save us from the purple shift shirted eye stabber and William Afton. I don't know! I don't know if the purple thing would save us from purple guy. Although, it is the Purple People Eater. So I guess the Purple People Eater would eat purple people too. So the depiction of the Purple People Eater in the little, like... Like, the depiction on the original song is like, they're kind of small. I wouldn't really say that thing could eat anything. They're just kind of funny looking. The one from the movie, however, yeah, they're pretty big. They're gonna eat people. I have no idea what the movie's about. No clue. I want to watch that together with a couple of friends. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Just to kind of watch it together. And it'll be for Schoolhouse research of all things. Right. Man, I'm glad I got all of that out of the way. There was a lot of thoughts there. Anyways, we got ourselves some Pixel to finish up here. Hi, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the head pats. Goodness. It's purple people. Purple friends. Purple friends. Well, one of them would be too big and the other one would be too nimble. Oh yeah, Fang. No wonder you don't see Fang these days. I was thinking of Big and SBO, but I guess Blaze could count. Well, yeah, Blaze would count too. Blaze would be too hot. Big would be too big. SPO too nimble. And Fang would be the only odd one out. Fang's gone. Fang got eaten by the purple people eater. Because Sonic let it out of the schoolhouse. Sure. Let that be the theory then. Let that be the running theory of this. Man. All game elements are working. Sequence includes PPE to clarify the relocation of the player. Purple People Eater would have been the one to fly you around the schoolhouse. Possibly. That's interesting. This just adds more questions to what Answer Hunt was. There's so many things. There's so many things here that just add more questions than answers. The Sonicification of this game is like, man. 2 users of beta version 1.4.1 BAPI. Changes in this version. Beta version. Users of beta version 1.4.1. You know what this means? Out there, somewhere in the wild out there, still lingers a version of Answer Hunt. Answer Hunt is still out there somewhere. This was a beta release that was distributed to people. These testers likely still have this very particular version somewhere, running on a hard drive. Maybe the disk somewhere. In some place. This game has to still exist somewhere. At least 1.4.1. I don't care about 1.5.1. For all I know, 1.5.1 or like anything like 1.5 beyond probably already started replacing everything with fucking Sonic. What's the final version? Hang on. Let's take a look at the Schoolhouse. Yes, hi, welcome to the stream. I'm opening up the cutting room floor. It was released in 96. October 96. Map folder has 5 unused maps of the Ring Collection minigame, all dated December 5th, 95. The prototype Answer Hunt that we got, well, the E3 Sonic Schoolhouse prototype. By the way, apparently Sonic Schoolhouse was at E3 in 96. I don't know how, but it was. This fucking clock. This fucking clock that I love. There's another oddity that I found. But first, I need to take a look at this stuff. Revisional differences. 2 differences. Release contains another TXT file on the root. Readme. So the finalized version just says it's 1.0 and 1.1. There is no mention of the or the prototypes like version numbering anywhere. Just whatever the final is. Once they hit final, they just call it 1.0. Right. Yeah, we started editing the wiki on here, by the way. Started, like, putting all the information we know. We've also been helping other people, like, edit this. Where we're just, like, spitballing all the ideas for it. So there's some of the AVIs. It's missing the PPE and PE no AVIs, which I don't have a way to convert the final version since it's in a completely different format. But we can actually upload, if we can get to it, we can actually upload the other ones. Man. Also, I love just the way this is lying to people. Animation and click clock likely used in place of Sonic in the main map. Bullshit. There's no proof that this clock was in the main map in place of Sonic. There's no proof of that. In fact, I can prove you that he was actually supposed to take the answers from you. The clock was actually your enemy. I can prove that to you. Right this instance. So, follow me, ladies and gentlemen, to the files over here for answer hunt. If we go to the textures, for like anything that moves in game, hang on, should be one of the very few ones. Okay, here's Eggman walking around. And right after all of that are the frames for the clock that were found in the files. The numbering here, ladies and gentlemen, the numbering. Notice the numbering here. We start at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And right after that, it's just 3 frames of the clock landing. This is not a finished animation. This clock was what had the role of Eggman at one point. Or at least some test graphic of the clock was used for Eggman. Meaning he was going to steal your answers. Just going by, like, the numbering. And I'm not fucking bullshitting here, because, like, it's right there. 124, 25, 26, 27, and then it stops. And then the rings. 130. There's a gap here. There's a clear, noticeable gap here. Either some stuff got deleted here in between these two things, or this was reserved space for just specifically the clock, and that got replaced by Eggman. Meaning, Eggman had a role, well, the clock had a role, and that got replaced by Eggman. What role does the Eggman have? Stealing your answers, or getting rid of your treasure in the treasure hunt, which has been replaced by ring hunting. The only evidence that we have of there being treasure is the graphic of the treasure chest. There were treasure. The statues here, it could have been anything. It could have been anything with the statues. Now, the only thing we didn't see, the only thing I didn't actually look for, and I should have done this, actually, because it seems to be something that the wiki seems to do a lot. I kind of want to just, like, research this real quick before we get back to the cat dragon. I'm so sorry for, like, ADHDing about this because I just had this thought. So, back to the artwork on this. They're all in PCX files, by the way. You can't really open these up normally. ASprite can open them up because ASprite just happens to have been, you know, a program that started off in the DOS era, so of course it knows how to open up ancient files such as PCX. But I've had these converted over with Photoshop since you can do this in batch. It was easier to do that than having to open everything up in ASprite and just like, you know, do that. Anyway, so if we look at 124, which was Eggman's file, that is dated 96 May. 25 is the clock. 95. November 95. The Sonic Ring. April 96. The Treasure, which is at 138. 95. Ladies and gentlemen, the clock was gonna steal your treasure. That little shit was gonna steal your fucking treasure. And we have the proof for it. We have the proof for it. It's right here. It's right on the money. We're right on the money here. We know for a fact that it happened. It's right here. It's right in the file names. It's, well, not the file names, but also, yeah, also the file names, but also the file dates. The clock was gonna steal your treasure. Was it a raccoon? Oh, excuse me. I should actually focus on the cat dragon. I apologize for essentially going full ADHD on this. But I just needed to get that out of my system. And on record, honestly, because hey, guess what we're doing? We're streaming. Anyways, raccoon character. I believe that's one of Round Critter Gang's characters. 1 second. Robin. That is Robin. I forgot if they were actually a raccoon. I believe they are, yeah. They're like a stretchy raccoon, if I recall correctly. I'm gonna go get the files for it. Yeah, elastic raccoon. Says it right there. Right. Let's actually get back to this. Oh gosh. You and your pets. Okay. That's enough fascinating about Schoolhouse. And a lot of, like, quirky little things. There's still a lot more to this. There's still a lot more to this that I really want to go back into. I really want to go into the nitty-gritty of Schoolhouse and, like, research the heck out of it. Get to the bottom of everything. However, we have sprite work to do. We have a lot of sprite work to do. I do apologize for delaying it for so long, but like, oh my goodness gracious. It's too interesting of a topic, I'm sorry. It just happens. It just happens. These things happen sometimes. I love this kind of stuff. You get to learn so much about like a game's development cycle just by looking at what we have on hand. The fact that we even got the name of the Proto, the name the name of the characters. It's like being one of the first people to like solve the mystery. I say one of. We have like 2 people to thank here. Fucking Andrew. Andrew, who was the one who like showed me a couple of stuff. And there's also Rosie. Yeah. One sec. I'm so dumb. Hang on. I'm so bad at like remembering names. Notifications. Where is it? Where is it? Astra Amethyst. There we go. That's the other person who who's been looking into this alongside with us. Andrew and Astral. They've been absolutely wonderful. All equally excited about the entire thing. In fact, it was Andrew who called it when the CD was like revealed. It's like when they showcased the CD, like before they show the okay, further context. Let me actually go back a little bit. So, the prototype was showcased on the showcased and released by Hidden Palace. They tend to like, you know, showcase and release like a bunch of like prototype stuff and archive it all. When they showcased Schoolhouse, or like before they showcased Schoolhouse, they were teasing about it being one of Sonic's first 3D debuts. The CD itself had Mega CD written on there, but we knew from the start that was like, there's no way that was the Mega CD. We knew for a fact that was not gonna be for the Mega CD, because the other label that was on top of it was like Sega Entertainment or whatever. It was like, no, wait. It's still a compact disc. The Mega CD discs were nothing more than just regular compact discs. They were just CD-ROMs and nothing else. There was nothing special about those besides just there being a different label on top of it. We were fucking right. We were right on the money. It ended up being the Schoolhouse prototype. The fact that they teased it as the first, like one of Sonic's first 3D games. Priceless. Absolutely loved it. In fact, let me just quickly get like what the CD looks like. It's so funny. Look at it. Mega CD-R. Sonic Schoolhouse. It was never meant for the Mega CD. It was just a compact disc that they had lying around that they used for this prototype. And I absolutely love the fact that it was printed onto this. Absolutely love it. Just the fact that we even got this is a miracle. Nobody was looking for Schoolhouse material. This is a really important prototype, dude. I'm still excited. I'm so sorry for still being excited. Hi, welcome to the stream. I do apologize. But I just can't help it. I just can't help being excited about it. Answer Hunt is just like one of those things I've always wondered about, like what it was all about. Even for it being just like a dumb little like educational game. Now that we know it was meant to be even more, I'm more excited about like researching it. In fact, there's a lot of stuff that's like unused in the final game that's not even like documented. Such as duplicate files with the same graphic. Possibly duplicate voice lines. We don't know. Andrew is doing an amazing job labeling all the WAV files before making an entire page about like the differences between the voice lines from the final and the prototype. And boy, there's another one that's like crazier. So there's the mini game. So what am I doing? I could actually showcase that one. Nope, no. Focus on the work. Focus. We need to focus. Holy shit, we need to focus. Hang on. Let me grab that in a reference. I need to focus. Hi, welcome to the stream. We got Cat Dragon. I'm super excited about the prototype of Schoolhouse. I've been yapping about it like the entire time and being 100% just mostly focused on that than the actual work we're supposed to do. It's like we're more excited about that than all the other games that were released. Like, I couldn't give two shits about Shadow the Hedgehog. I couldn't give two shits about Zero Gravity. Those two, I don't care. They're just whatever. They're like past the time where I would even care about like the kind of games they are. Although I will say the placeholder graphics on the plane, which we've dubbed the plane holder, stellar material. Outside of that, don't give a shit about those. Schoolhouse, however, I'm more than excited to do more research on that. I want to fucking research the shit out of that Schoolhouse. That's my priority. It is a wild game, and it gets even fucking wilder. You have no idea what we just talked about. There was a fucking purple people eater in the game that Sonic replaced. Like, never mind the fucking clock. Good! Good, you know about it. It was meant to be one of the main protagonists. It was a clock and a purple people eater. It's in the files. We have the TXT right here. He's just labeled as PPE. You know what? No, fucking close that. I need to focus on the pixel art. If you want to know more context, just fucking look at the VOD. We've been yapping about it all fucking day long, comparing like fucking file dates and everything. Even just like proving that one of the things in the wiki, well, not wiki, one of the things in the current room floor is like factually wrong. It's like, oh, here's the clock. Here's the clock. He was there. He's meant to be like in place of. He was in place of Sonic. Bullshit. Bullshit. The graphics are right. They were replaced by Robotnik. The clock was stealing your goddamn treasure. By the way, the rings replaced treasure. I can't get over it. I'm distracted again. Fuck. Every time. I swear. I get way too excited about this. Can you blame me? It's something I actually care about. It's like, yeah, that's great. You can do a decomp of, with the information that we have from the prototype, you can easily make a decomp of, Zero Gravity. That's great. That's neat. I'm sure people are excited about that. Personally, I don't give a shit. Shadow Hedgehog, that's cool. You got a new prototype. You got your red blood. You got whatever the hell doohickeys are on there. You got a fucking car that you can like drive around and it fucking functions and stuff. Neat. Don't care. Schoolhouse, however. All neurons activated. Yeah, there was a car. I don't know if the original had a car or not. That's how much I don't give a shit about that game. I honestly don't care. That's my view. That's because I didn't grow up with the game. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who love the shit out of the game. And to them, you know, enjoy the stuff that you have. Me, however, I guess an extension, both of us, we love our Schoolhouse. We love the quirkiness of that game. And knowing that there's even more quirkiness in there. We need it. We need more of it. You skipped it because Furry with Gun and Uncover skipped all of those. Fair enough. It was a bit too edgy. Even, like, never mind the gun. Never really liked Shadow. I'm sorry, but Shadow is like a character that's just... He feels like a parody. He seriously just feels like a parody of himself. Never been a fan of that character. Never liked him. It just does not appeal to me. It's like meant to be the antithesis of cute, which is not my thing. It's meant to be the coolest. Fucking all of his attitude is just like of someone who we would absolutely fucking hate to be around with. I hate people who think they're fucking cool. I hate that sort of ego. I hate it. It feels so disingenuous. They're way too full of themselves. Hate that shit. It's nice to have confidence. It's nice to like be like, you know, to reward yourself, like kind of saying that, like, just, actually you don't know because I'm terrible at explaining it. But like, showing some self-confidence is nice. I don't mind that. But it's way too much. It's way too fucking much with that character. I hate that so much. That is not a character for me. I'm sure there's people who enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of fans of the character. Not me. Not me. That's not for me. Not my thing. Vegeta from Dragon Ball is like... See, that depends on which version of Vegeta it is, which dub. So everyone had their own take. Either they went like, oh yeah, let's just make it faithful to the original, or let's just spice it up a little bit, or fucking Portugal, where it's just a parody of itself. Portugal didn't even give a shit about it. The Portuguese dub of Dragon Ball is like the funniest shit. It's so self-referential. Keeps fucking talking smack about like whatever political shenanigans were happening at the time. Plus whatever was on in the same channel it was hosted on. Just all sorts of shit. People loved Dragon Ball for how it was, honestly. Portugal essentially got like the Ghost Stories version of Dragon Ball. And that is not to say that is not a bad thing. It's not in a bad way. It's actually in a good way. It wasn't like full on Ghost Stories, by the way. They at least had the script. But some decisions were kind of questionable, such as, oh yeah, that's just Vegeta. He kind of just appears in like 1 or 2 videos and then just goes away. So, like, just use your regular voice. I swear to God, we were, like, watching some of the episodes, and at one point, he literally fucking gags and changes voices. Like, they changed his voice mid-fucking episode while doing a transition to something else. Coughing up and saying, shit, I'm changing voices again. Or something to that, like, fucking, like, energy. I remember that being a thing. I know it's a thing. They do that. They legit do this shit. And it's fun. It's actually fun. Like, it's not just like annoyingly fucking self-referential. No, it's like tastefully done. That's the type of shit we do. The type of shit we fucking love to do every fucking time. Just a slight little bit of fourth wall break. Not all the time. Don't just fucking seltzer that shit all over the place. No, just Just a little sprinkle of it. And you're good. Just a little sprinkle of it. You're all nice. Honestly, this raccoon is already looking pretty good. We should maybe, like, add one extra shade there. Because, like... I remember exactly why we don't have the extra shade. This fucking color is, like, so similar to this. They're, like, actually kind of, blending in. I can't even use it for anti-aliasing purposes because, like, it's too similar. It's actually kind of darker than the red here. Kind of want to make the tail fluffier too, but like that's kind of against what the reference shows. Hang on. Take a look at it again. Yeah, they're more toony. Yeah, I wouldn't go against like the energy of the original character. Vivi did a good job at portraying the original sketch before we like downsized it. That's what it used to look like. There we go. I should have that on there because, you know, but it's kind of important to have around. Okay. Speaking of things that are important to have around, I think that's pretty good there for the tail. We might actually add, like, maybe some, like, line dither here throughout the tail. That wouldn't be a bad idea considering that it's really only just, like, one color. In fact, give me a second. We'll just do that real quick. Because we can. Although this part's kind of iffy. How do we want to go about it? I suppose I could just, like, replace some of the colors around here-ish. There's still space where you could fit. I mean, look at it. Do you see space? If you see space, then yeah, fucking send over a ref and, like, tell me what location you want on. You can probably slap you in there, but, like, we do want to finish this at some point. That's my only worry, is that we're probably taking too long on this piece. And we're not going to be able to release it on December. We might just have it as, like, the November one. We have a backup. We have a backup cat dragon. Well, not cat dragon, actually. It's more of a mouse dragon picture that we can use. We commissioned it a while ago to help someone else out. We have that as a backup just in case, and we might just use that. Gosh, this clock character, clock, clock. Ah, damn it! No. Don't think about it. Don't fucking think about the schoolhouse. Oh. It all goes back to that school. Click Clock is the name of the clock from Schoolhouse. It's in the files. We now know the name of the guy. We also know that the purple creature is called the Purple People Eater. Because they had the abbreviation in the files as well. PPE. It's an absolute hyperfixation. Can you blame me for being excited about it? We were doing the research there too. We were helping out, figuring this shit out to crack the code on this. Like, it's right fucking there. We have the information. I want to go back into researching with this. I want to get into researching this even further. But we need to lock in. We need to lock in. We need to get this thing done. Say, what's a good marble texture? I kind of want to have like a marble-ish texture to this character, but like, That might not be something that we should do. That'll overcomplicate this design a slight bit. It's not even our character to begin with, but we were told to like give it color, and I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? We'll just do something. It's the second time that happened, by the way. Marbles don't have a marble texture. I don't think it has a marble texture. I don't think Marbles don't have a marble texture. Hang on. Grabbing the emulator real quick. What's the closest Sonic 1 ROM we have? Yeah, that'll do. It doesn't have a texture. No, it's just green. It's not textured at all. It's just plain green. There's no texturing to this. No, there's just nothing marbly about this, and we know that that's the marble part of Marble Zone. It's not very marbly. What stones? Fuck you mean with stones? Give me a second. Where the fucking stones at? I see no fucking rock on here. The bricks in the foreground? That's not marble. That's like purple. It's not marble. Some other fucking material being used there. It's too rough for it to be marble. Marble is smooth. It's more crystalline. That's not marble. Them bricks are not marble. Shit ain't fucking marble. It's the wrong color too. As far as I know. Like, look at this thing. That's marble. It's like, yeah, you can have like sort of like a rougher version of it, but like, it's not fucking purple. It's like red at most. No, marble's like white or greenish. That's marble. Or like this red, I guess. There's like a red variant of it. But not fucking purple. Marble Garden, maybe. Marble Garden may have something in there. We would have to check Marble Garden. Maybe there's more marble in there. We can check in Marble Garden. Marble. There we go, Marble Hill. Yeah, that's more marble-ish on the floors. That's definitely. It still has that like purple to it. I don't know. These pillars absolutely marble. That's more marble-ish. Like anything structural-wise, I'd say that's more marble. The flooring, I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt about it. I need a geologist for this. If any of you can hire a geologist real quick, that would be really nice. Oh yeah, don't worry about the hitbox viewer. We were just kind of like experimenting around with that. That's more of a. Hang on, that's more marble. Yeah, that's a good texture actually. That's not too bad. This wouldn't be too bad. And besides, we don't want it rough. It's a fucking bird. This fucking bird over here. It's more smooth. I'm pretty sure that's more smooth than rough. Pretty sure. 100%. We don't do fucking rough marble. We need smooth marble. We need more marble. We need the raw marble for this. We're not doing the rough texture on the feathers. This thing's sculpted. It's a sculpted bird. In fact, now I think about it, it could use a shine. Make him fucking shiny. Gloss him up, baby. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is the stuff. This is what I needed. Yeah! I don't know what Game Dog will say about this, but like we'll find out. We'll fuck around and find out what he said. What he thinks about marbled bird. But I'ma tell you, I like the way it's looking. I love the way it's looking right now. Yeah, boy. It was made of marble. It better shine. Polish that thing. Polish it up like shoes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. May as well get the beak as well. Nice and shiny. Put on the background music. Oh, hell yes. The reflection on the clock. Let's go. That is a marble bird. I'm happy with this. I'm okay with this. Dude, that's fucking stellar, actually. Hang on. I think we cooked here. Yeah, we absolutely cooked here. Yeah, now we're not touching this up any further. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Maybe afterwards we'll look at it again. But for now, that's looking pretty good. That's looking fucking amazing. In fact, it kind of looks stylistically out of place a bit. But that's only because we haven't like polished up everything else yet. We need to polish everything else up and then maybe have another like art pass. Maybe we add another shade to the raccoon. We'll see. We'll see how it is. I know the sea slug's gonna be a bit shiny too, because you know it's a sea slug. It's in the name. Slug. Sluggy. This beat's breaking me. Rodent. Do we want to go with the rodent? We go. Actually, we should do cotton. Yeah. Give me that. Put that on the ref. Down here. Okay. Locked and loaded. Okay. You know, because of the way this stream is, like, set up, the line that is actually getting, like, smudged a bit. It's not perfect, but it's enough to kind of, like, preview how it would actually look like if it was, like, smeared like in a CRT, but, I mean, it's not, like, perfect for that. It's not, like, 100% perfect, but still neat. Right. Let's actually clean the shit out of this. Alright. I think we had, like, a blue-ish tone here. Oh, actually, yeah. We could just use the same tone here. I like using the same tones for things. In fact, we can use the same one for both of these. Because it'll be near identical. And the reds, however, need to be their own thing. And there's also another red, which we can shade with the same color. Awesome. And then purple. Purple is just default for everyone. Darken it up a little bit, maybe. Let me take a look at this color. Yeah, it might be a little too bright. Hi, welcome to the stream. Wow, just in time for us to be cleaning up your character. Oh, goodness. Where's our arm? Okay, let me just write something down real quick. Oh, goodness. Okay. Boy. Right. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm just like constantly checking up on like maybe there being more news to it. But I also know that I need to like work on this. Need to get this done. I'm also like really hungry right now, so we forgot to get groceries again. We forgot to get groceries. We're running out of food in the home. We had a bad case of the downloads. I'm not gonna go into detail what that means. Just note that we were frying something with like bad oil, and we regret that action immediately after. Because not only did it like taste pretty bad, it was a deep fried thing. Not only did it taste pretty bad, but also it caused some health issues. Again, downloads. I'm not gonna go into detail. It's disgusting. Just know that it was not a good time. And because of that, we essentially didn't get to eat much during Christmas. There was nothing during Christmas that we ate. Essentially. It's pretty bad. Yeah. It's like we need to get some groceries going and get ourselves some more foods. The only good thing is that we still happen to have a couple of those like what was it called? Not cup noodles, instant noodles. We have instant noodles. We still have like a couple of like instant noodle stuff. So we're still good for today. We also have calamari. Really want to get that calamari going. Hopefully with some good oil this time. Oh yes, absolutely. Hot water to heat up the place. Just nice. Took a while since you started singing. Well, I guess I have been kind of like taking over the entire stream. Can't help me though. Aww. The mouse is happy that I'm excited about something again. And honestly, yeah. It has been a while since I've been excited about something releasing. Quite a long time since I've been excited about something releasing. Like, nothing's ever been happening that's been exciting. And then Schoolhouse hit. The Schoolhouse hit, and it's been the best thing ever. I'm excited about it. Vivi's excited about me being excited for the first time ever. First time ever, no. For the first time since forever, I should say. Actually, yeah. How has Christmas been treating y'all? Because yeah, we didn't go anywhere. Our family is all the way in Portugal. Our uncle has been dealing with some issues. I believe I forgot if it was their mother or something else. Someone's been hospitalized. I'm not gonna go into detail, of course, because don't want to go into depression, but just know that they were not having a Christmas party in their place. So there wasn't anything for us to go to do there, and yeah, there's nobody nearby that we could do Christmas festivities with. So we essentially didn't do anything. We were at home, um, kind of by ourselves, just chilling with whoever happened to be online. And yeah, it turns out there's still a lot of people online during Christmas. People just looking for someone else to just kind of like chill with. So we chilled with them. Or at least with anyone we happen to know who also happened to be there. That's another color. Hello. Can't have that. It's such a slight different color that it didn't matter. Let's just probably remove that one. Okay. Bit of a shadow here. Make sure that the curve is noticeable. Good. This color I want to darken up a little bit. Actually, both of them I want to darken up a little bit. So, put that to a bit like that. And this one a little darker as well. Mostly so it looks better with the res down here. In fact, I will change this one to be a bit more reddish. Brighten it up a little bit. Yeah. I think part of our art style when it comes to like pixel art has been just like being able to work with what we got. I feel as though that's just part of what makes some of our stuff really fucking cool. Which is kind of against what we've said earlier. Here we go. Like, yeah, we don't like it when characters have that like whole like, oh, I'm the coolest and whatever. It's just like super egotistic and stuff. Or at least that's how we see the character Shadow. But yeah, some bits of self-confidence is nice. I kind of went against that entire thing. I fucking ate my words there. But also at the same time, I'm less being nice about it, like being egotistical about myself, more just like in general. I think we're doing a pretty good job. Like, don't get me wrong, I still dislike some of the stuff we did in the past. But there's a mouse in here that absolutely hates it when I talk shit about myself, so like, we're not doing that anymore. Yeah. So we're keeping quiet on that. No, I'm still trying to be better about myself. Ah, gosh, you. Can we actually get the pad details on here? Because there's a pattern on here. That might be difficult to transcribe. We might just use either get an extra color just for this, which I really don't wanna, or just do this. Line to it. Why not? No, actually, I do know why not, because that wouldn't look good even on CRTs. Pretty sure. No, I think we'll just do what most people would do with these sort of details and just like not have them. Because, like, if it's gonna look ugly, then we may as well just not have that kind of detail. I think with this one, it would make sense to have it darker. It's like, yeah, it's not exactly accurate colors for the character, but also, you know, I just like working with the least amount of colors as possible. Even though I'm kind of, like, overshooting for the colors here. I don't know, I just like the additional challenge. It's just like using what we got so far. If it does end up looking too rough, then yeah, we'll add another shade somewhere. Gotta make sure that the shape is clear at the very least. Clarity over detail. Board games, radio. Oh, raclette dinner. Dude, I fucking love raclette. I know you love it too, because you love to melt the cheese in there. The melted raclette cheese. Oh my goodness. We don't have the device here. We don't have the raclette here, unfortunately. Our parents have one. They do have one over in Portugal, which is not a usual thing to have in Portugal in the first place. Like, people don't use raclettes over there, as far as I know. I don't know how common it is over there, but it doesn't sound like the kind of thing that we usually have there. It's more of a German/French thing. Which makes sense, considering... Actually, you know what? French. Yeah, I think raclettes are fairly... I'd have to look it up. I don't know how common it is. I just know it existed on our family side, and a lot of things are culturally confusing when it comes from our family side, because we have essentially family members from, like, all over the place. We don't know what happens to be, like, strictly Portuguese anymore, because we're just everywhere. Legit, we're just kind of everywhere. I mean, look at me. I'm Portuguese. I'm talking to y'all in, like, perfectly understandable English. And I live in Germany. It makes absolutely no sense. In fact, most of the time, I don't even get to, like, converse with people in German. Like, German's just not a thing. Like, we just live here. We just sort of live here. Yeah, I sound American. It makes absolutely... Well, depends. It depends. Sometimes some people could, like... Actually, no, not some people. Sometimes we end up sounding a little bit more British. Or, like, more English. Rather than American. It depends on who we talk to last. Because, there's a lot of, like, words and, like, ways some things are pronounced that are, like, a lot funnier there that we just prefer to use. I say we. No, I'm the only one speaking. Yeah. Some words is just funnier in one accent than the other. I mean, I'm saying accent instead of accent, for one thing. So it's not, like, strictly American, it's just sort of like a mix of everything. But a lot of times, if you happen to be from, like, somewhere else, if you're not, like, native to, like, an English-speaking country, then you're not gonna tell the difference. Anyone who happens to be a native English, they're gonna know. They're gonna know we don't sound like we belong there. You know? there's something there that's not quite right. Although we did manage to get away with it fairly well when we went to, oh goodness, what was it called again? When we went to Texas. A lot of the Americans couldn't tell that we were actually, that we were the American, and, like, our friend, like, people who confused us as the American. I think it was mostly because of the cowboy hat that we were wearing all the time. Which is really funny. Honestly, to me, I feel as though that should have been the first thing to like, tell that you're not American. Yeah, like the whole meowdy thing. You know? We have the fucking tooth plushie on top of the cowboy hat. Like, we were wearing that, like, all the time. In fact, we were wearing that during Euroference as well. Which is funny. In fact, we're going to be doing that this year as well, because, like, we're going to Euroference again. We're absolutely going to Euroference, and we're also planning on going to Revision. Because it just makes sense to go to Revision. It's a demo scene party. Like, it's our sort of stuff. We love that kind of stuff. We love demo sceners. We're not that familiar with, like, some of the modern stuff, though. And we're kind of excited to, like, find out more about it. Hang on. I need to increase the size of this eye. There we go. Because, like, otherwise that would have blurred together too poorly. This could still work. This could still work. It's gonna be, like, grayscale-ish here-ish. But it would still look good on all fronts. But since we're gonna be mostly seeing this on a modern screen anyways, it's not gonna matter. This is gonna look good as is. Okay. It's not like people are gonna be zooming in on this unless they're looking at their character in particular, which I do care about. I do care about, like, there being enough quality to the individual characters, because, like, you know, all the good buds, all the good friends are just here. Coming in here, just checking on by. Going all meowdy as well with us. We want them to be represented correctly. They're not our characters. But also at the same time, we're doing this for free. So, like, if something is a little bit off and nobody says about anything and we didn't notice it, then it's gonna stay off. That's just how it is. I think that's pretty reasonable. I think this is looking pretty good. Yeah. I'm happy with the way it's looking already. This part is a little bit noisy, though. Just do a little bit like that. Give it a couple more fluff lines around here. We're gonna need to add a lot of just, like, little fluff details around. Just to really, like, home in on the idea that this is a very fluffy tail and you will get lost on it. I mean, like, over here, like, that's just neato. You get lost in the fluff. That's really hard to do when it's, like, similar colors. Like, over here, like, the reds just kind of blend together, and it's really hard to tell, like, that sort of detail from one thing to the other. At least this brown is, like, easier to see compared to the other character up here. Like, this one's gonna be a challenge, unless we brighten up the heck out of this one brown. Which we could, just ever so slight. We can't. No, we can't. We remember one little strict rule on this character in particular. They're meant to be more of a Genesis Mega Drive palette, because that's what they are. That character was made with the Mega Drive palette in mind, so, like, we're gonna respect that. Okay. Them colors be good. That's really funny. We didn't even add any extra colors. We just kind of, like, took colors from, like, elsewhere, and it still looked pretty damn good. And that's the magic of it. Alright, let's actually, like, make sure that everything is consistent here in terms of, like, how everything is presented in their colors. It would be neat to have, like, the color palette just displayed somewhere, just for fun. I feel as though that would be really fun to have, like, in a corner somewhere. Just, hey, here's all the colors we used. If you want to, like, import this on your system, by all means, go ahead and do that. But also, my goodness, what kind of system has the resolution of, like, 600 by 600-ish? This is a big fucking cat dragon to put on any system. 640 by 666. No, not 6,000. Unless we want to go, like, accurate size cat dragon. I want to do accurate sized cat dragon at some point. Just for, like, a nice hug sort of deal. So it'll be mostly zoomed in. You're only going to see the profile of the cat dragon. Mostly just the arms, and, you know, all the characters will be just sticking in there. In fact, it's going to be all profiles when you think about it. Unless someone has a funny idea. No. It's like 650, 670-ish. I don't know the exact size. I would need to, like, crop it properly. But it is fairly big. This thing is like 600-ish. 650, 650. Around that size. Yeah, 650 by 650, I would say average for, like, the entire piece if you were to crop it properly. A little smaller here and there. Segmented by individual sprites that never all fit on screen. That's essentially what I'm thinking here. It would have to be, like, depending on the system, it would have to be, like, cut off a little bit. Hang on. Let's assume the resolution of, like, 320 by 200. Hang on. If we can find a place to put a square like that. 320 by... Actually, yeah, let's just go Mega Drive. 224. This is not the actual size of it, by the way. Because, like, the square tool can lie. So, like, put that here. Yeah, that's how much you're gonna see. It's fucking tiny. And it's Mega Drive. Mega Drive is, like, the best case scenario for, like, that sort of era. If you go with PC, then yeah, you might be able to get away with, like, this on, like, a high-res mode. However, you'd still need to, like, go up and down. And also, you might not have the colors for it, depending on, like, which system it is. But for the most part, yeah, no, you're shit out of luck. If you want to see all of it. It's gonna turn into, like, fucking Where's Waldo for the Super Nintendo. In fact, let's just simulate that real quick. Let's only have what is necessary to see it, which is this square. Like, this is what it would look like if you were to, like, put it on the Mega Drive. If you want it on a Mega Drive or, like, basic DOS or, like, most machines at the time. That's, like, all you'll see. There's your Where's Waldo. Normal drawing canvas, 4,000 by 4,000. I mean, if you're doing high, like, resolution, high quality stuff, then yes, by all means. It really depends on preferences. A lot of our artworks end up being, like, somewhere around, like, 1270 by, like, something. Hang on. Let me just open up a new file real quick. If I go to images, attributes, new default. Okay, yeah. 1280 by 720. It's essentially 720p. Like, what you see is what you get. That's, like, our default canvas size. Sometimes we end up doing, like, maybe 180p. Or, like, not at 180. 1080p. Sometimes we'll do 1080p if we feel like it. But most of the time, yeah, it's just... That's, like, our normal, like, drawing canvas. For, like, most things. Unless we use Drawpile. When it comes to Drawpile, it's just whatever we feel like. Whatever Vivi feels like, honestly. It's I have no control over it. Right. I think Coral is done. Moving over to the next character. Let's see what we got in here. You. Fun. Rodent. Let me tell you something. I have a soft spot for rodents. Vivi knows that. Vivi teases the shit out of me. Large 4x3 canvas. Yeah. Ratio. That's awesome. When it comes to ratios, we don't really care much, but like our drawings are always just like something reduced down from like the base resolution of 1280 by 720. We're terrible at like making ratios. This one's more square, or at least we're gonna just do 1-to-1 like ratio canvas. Just randomly stuck one day at 4,000. That's fair. 20 brush size. If it looks good, it looks good. Don't worry about it. If it's comfortable for you, that's nice. If you can make it work, awesome. You got the disk space for it? Great. Go for it. It's your preference. It's your artwork. You do what you like to do. There isn't a real standard for artwork as far as I know. Unless you're working together for something. Then yes, you need to abide to some standard. But for the most part, there's no standard. However, when it comes to pixel art, you're fucked if you're making big pixel art. Because there, you're not going to be able to fucking showcase this thing in the proper resolution. Unless it's like one of like 20 different places. No, not even 20. Not even. I know on Blue Sky it's going to be JPEG to hell and back. No matter how we upload it. We've tried to like segment it at one point. And it didn't quite work out. It sort of worked, but it didn't quite work. In fact, I can like go and demonstrate it real quick. Let's go a little ADHD here. Let's go on a field trip. So, going over to our art account. I believe it was uploaded on here. Go into media. There's so much stuff that we've uploaded over time. Let's see. Cat Dragon stuff. There's a bunch of stuff on here. I believe it was before from this. Yeah. Another cat dragon on here. Not that one. Not quite. Not quite. Come on. Not quite. There it is. We tried to split it on Blue Sky once. That was the result of it. It kind of worked. However, some characters did get cut off a bit, and that was not great. Especially Tyler's character over here. Absolutely poor. You can see everything like perfectly neatly over here on like the big preview. And of course we had a link to a proper preview on Itaku, which is absolutely great. Especially if you go down here and show uncompressed. Then it's perfect. Perfect resolution. You can see all the pixel details. And it's on a zoomed in size that's like great for looking at all the characters. I think this is perfect for pixel art this big. But not all of them are like that. Unfortunately, not all websites allow you to do this. A lot of them are like made with, you know, regular art in mind, or like when it comes to pixel art, just small sizes and nothing else. If you want to go around like the JPEG limitation, you have to like upsize it by 8, because that like goes past like the what the JPEG artifacting does, which is it kind of like turns every 8x8 chunk and like kind of like rounds up the colors from that. This is why you have like those JPEG artifacts and stuff. Yeah, Itaku is clean for like artwork stuff. Like resolution is absolutely preserved here, especially for pixel art. I like the way things are on here. It's neat. For pixel art, it's lovely. You have your JPEG preview here, which is fine. That's okay. But you also have the show uncompressed button, and it gives you the full version. This is good. This is pretty neat. This is wonderful. It's not perfect, but it's good. Because, like, yeah, you have both the saving space part, or, like, saving bandwidth part, which is, you know, having a JPEG, like, preview of what you're gonna get. But you also have the show uncompressed button, where you can see the full version. This is nice. And it even like tells you, hey, this is how big the full version is over there, like 1 megabyte. This is ideal. This is the ideal website for this kind of stuff. And for pixel art, it's perfect for showcasing pixel art. Because like it doesn't matter how much you like crank up the resolution when you do whatever. Like it doesn't matter if it gets JPEG here on this like particular version, because you're gonna have the full version available on there with a button. It's nice. This is nice. When it comes to game dev, big sprites are a no-no for performance. Fair. There are some ways around that, though, if I recall correctly. Ooh, we started going. That's pretty neat. Yeah, petabytes of space on a social media platform, yeah, it's not gonna go well. That's why we have compression in the first place. But pixel art suffers because of that. And there's no way to, like, tell something, hey, this thing is meant to be pixel art, can you just, like, not compress it because it's a small thing, just zoom in on it. Most websites don't even care. They don't care. They're just like, yeah, everyone's just gonna put a photo on here. And that's about it. They're just caring about like what their size is gonna be in the end, and that's fine. That's perfectly okay. There are some websites that are like dedicated to pixel art. We haven't actually used them much. I forgot what one of the platforms is called. Low Spec. Low Spec was one of them. Yeah, we haven't actually used it much. Let's see. Low Spec. Yeah, this is a more like pixel art dedicated website for your stuff. We haven't actually used it much. Hang on, 1 second. Goodness, what did we use for logging in on this? Probably like, oh yeah, there we go. Oh, hey, 2 people are like stuff. Like we uploaded one piece to like kind of check how it is for like uploading something. Oh, pose is kind of confusing to understand. Yeah, that's fine. That's like the only piece we uploaded on there. We haven't actually uploaded anything else because, one, we haven't done that much pixel art to begin with. At least recent pixel art when we created this account. And 2, we kind of forgot this website existed. Not gonna lie. We need to start uploading a bunch of our older stuff on here at some point. Maybe clean it up a little bit before uploading it, just to seem a little nicer. Maybe some of our older, like, game dev work would be neat on there too, but yeah, this site is nice. You can even like you can even have like palettes. They have like resources for palettes, and that's neat. I don't really care much myself about palette stuff. I kind of just do whatever happens to be the best. Out of here. But like, you can upload your own palettes on here. I believe we uploaded one palette. I think we might have uploaded like an EGA palette on here. Hang on, did we? No, I think we liked a bunch of palettes. The SRV2 palette just happens to be on here for some reason. So, you know, whatever. We'll just do that. There's EGA. There's the full version of EGA, which is... Fun fact, that's the same palette as the Master System. Just different limitations. And your SGA. And some SGA variants. Because we love SGA. We absolutely love the shit out of SGA. Now, what palette did this piece here use? The Ace flag. Every time it's like, I think there's like 2 days dedicated to, to aces. I think there's like Ace Awareness Day. There's like something else. I forgot exactly what it was. Yeah, I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. Color palette is arbitrary code execution. No, not that kind of ace. You're silly. Let me just close that stuff. Damn it. The Schoolhouse is just... It's staring at me. I want to do Schoolhouse stuff so badly. You have no clue. Right. Hang on. Let's actually get the palette over here. So, we got mouse, rodent, good rodent. Holy shit, good rodent. I love rodents. Maybe it teases the shit out of me, and I hate what happened yesterday. Not yesterday, last time. Last stream was absolutely flustering for me. I just couldn't help it. Aww. Cute. That's kind of our dynamic. No, wait, no, hang on. I can be both sometimes. I'm more like the cleanup for like pixel art stuff, but for drawing, it's usually Vivi doing and all that. Programming, that's all me. That's 100% all me. Vivi's not touching code. Vivi just falls asleep at the keyboard. It's adorable. You have a rodent character too. Care to show it on DMs? I'm kind of curious. Because I'm not entirely sure which character it is. Actually, is it on our fight? I might have seen it if it wasn't our fight. But yeah. I kind of want to learn like C or C sharp, just any of the C language stuff at some point. Not C++. Just C. Regular C at least. Kind of want to learn it at some point. Never learned it myself. It'll be fun to tinker with it. Kind of make just like some programs with it. Let me actually get a reference of the character. Open real quick. Let's see. Where is Spubby? SP is such a sweetheart, dude. Aww. There's a bit of a difference between like rats and mice, but I think they both have their own like merits and stuff. Goods and bads. Okay, so I think we're going to be able to use this yellow for anything besides the eyes, so we're going to keep it as just the eyes. Of course, we still have our white here, that's fine. Just straight up white. Everyone else uses the same whites, so that's all cool. The grays, though. Do we have a character with grayscale already? We do. Hi there, sir. Or actually, madam. Sir or madam. I forgot. I am embarrassing myself. That is the same one. We just used the same gray already. God damn it. Sometimes I never even like ask what gender a character is, and I just kind of like, I just go with whatever people say. And other times we just never find out, and you get embarrassing moments where it's just like, oh wait, Are they actually one or the other? I can't remember. That happens sometimes. Especially for, like, people you just met. Although we've known for a while. So it's extra embarrassing now. But that's okay. It happens. That hair is messy. Hang on. Baby, what the fuck? Well, I guess they were bigger before. And we kind of just, like, downsized them after a while. Because it's like, they were way too fucking big. Oh, evil. Evil. Hang on, is that the same? That is kind of the same over here. Hang on, can we just use that one? This will be our secret. But I will want to have whatever else you're using for your darker colors. Never mind, that's not gonna work. We're gonna need a transitioning color. Do you have anything we can use here? No. I was about to do the same mistake again. Roach, my beloved. I knew. Oh, god damn it. Hang on a minute. I think we did just use the same color there. I hate this one. I hate this one because that color is like way too similar with the background. It's like, I could have just used the background color, but like, no, that's transparency. That's meant to be transparency. You do not touch the transparency color. It's so close to it. And that can be dangerous. The grayscale is also pretty close to the blues here. Are we using these blues anywhere else? I don't think so. We're gonna brighten this one up a teensy bit. Just to be able to use it as shading. Yeah, there we go. I'm sure no one's gonna notice that. There we go. Are you trying to be Parappa here? Oh God. That's a really fun way of handling the palette here. Been shuffling these colors about like left and right so much. There's only one color that's like slightly off here. Like everything else just kind of fits together and it's so nice. And with the way we just arrange the palette, we can use this darker blue as a transition with the grayscale. Which is neat. The hair stuff here, though, is so messy looking. We are gonna need to, like, redo that entire bit, though. Absolutely. Because that's not staying the way it is. Can we simplify this character's hair, though? Let's take a quick gander. I guess we could. We can make it just like a big old tuft, though. Simplify the heck out of it. Because, like, if you can't get the detail in there, you may as well keep it simple. Because that way, it's not going to look weird. Ah, yes, right, that's right. There's a small detail here, but, like, it's going to be a little exaggerated here. There's, like, a bit of a piercing going on. Usually, we would not put that kind of detail into a small canvas like this, but it seems to be like a kind of like important detail of the character. So like we're just gonna exaggerate the size of it just so it's like more noticeable. Hopefully not too exaggerated, but it's there. I think that would be good. Oh, especially like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's way better. That's way better. That's awesome, actually. Oh gosh. This is looking really darn good. It's also giving me an excuse to like maybe clean this ear up a little bit. Get a bit of more detail. Adding like some shading to it rather than just keeping it plain. Maybe make it a little bit fluffed up. Yeah, that's the other rule. If there's a character nearby, then we're gonna clean up the environment a bit more around it. Well, the environment, in this case, the cat dragon, because like, yeah, people are gonna be zooming in on their characters, so like, we don't want the surroundings to look weird. Like any place where a character is gonna be sticking at, it's gonna be a focal point. So we gotta make sure that everything looks pretty. Is the tail segmented? No. Just one big noodle. Good. Gosh. Getting me wanted. Ooh. Rodent. More rodent content. We appreciate that. Coming our way. We'll take a look at it, and if you don't mind, we can also show it on screen. But only if you want to, of course. Okay. That's a damn good rodent. Oh, neat though. Let's see. Save that. Okay. Alright, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish. I still want to go through this and like clean it up more. If we can. It's gonna bother me forever if I don't. 1, 2, 3 left be done. I guess 2 of them are question mark. I should just say they're question mark. Bun. We could do the bun. Alright, give me the bun. Benui. Windows noise that y'all cannot hear, thankfully. Okay. Saving once I'm in. So, do we have any blues available anywhere? Because I'm not sure if we do. Well, besides the obvious blues over there. But this blue does not fit any of them. However, we can use that blue as a transition point to that. Awesome. That's quite the bright one. Should probably get the colors from you. It's pretty close to that. But I think I would do that instead. Yeah. Ah, but then there's like this yellow. There's already several different yellows on here. Ooh. Instinctually, I just want to use the same color for both, but that's not gonna work. So we can either darken up that a little bit, maybe. Or use a different kind of yellow. I will need to take a look at the hair. And there's a star bun. Yeah, it seems like, no, wait, no, it doesn't seem like it. No, it is the same type of yellows. It's gonna be difficult. That's gonna be difficult. That's gonna be difficult. We could darken it up to that one. It is less bright. But it does work. It does work. And I feel as though it will work with the transition I have in mind. So at first I was like, okay, maybe we can like dither between like the 2 patterns, but like that's too small. That's way too small to work for like a dither pattern between like blue and yellow over here. Especially since it's like an ear, there's like not a whole lot of space here. So I'm going for plan B. And that is to actually have a transition color between these two. Now, what is yellow mixed with blue? Or like, how do we gradient between these two colors smoothly? Let me take a look at the wheel here. So from blue to yellow. So you either go for like the purplish approach. That doesn't look right. Otherwise we go with green or cyanish for a transition color. How many cyans do we have? Well, we got this one we're going to be using later on. So maybe we can use that as just a transition point between the two. That don't look right. It's like something else being done here. Hang on. Ah. It's a periwinkle. Yeah, periwinkle. I think to brighten it up, maybe go more into that color. 8 goes to 6. Yes. I think we're good there. In fact, check you out. Hello there. Why, meowdy. Aren't you a funny looking color there? Okay, we're gonna brighten up a little bit of the blue here. Just a touch, make it a little bit more like there-ish. 12. No, that's too much. Give me back some of that. 6, 7, 2. Hehehe. Awesome. Wait a minute. That's just a Sonic 3 palette. God damn it. Been Spinkledorfed again. Hi, welcome to the stream. Yes, it has been quite wonderful. Thank you for coming in. How's your stream go? Or how did your stream go, I should say? Because I think I saw you stream earlier. And yes, that is a raid after all. Oh goodness, I didn't even notice it was a raid until just now. I just remembered you were streaming, but like, I didn't expect a raid from you. Goodness. It happened within the last 3 minutes. It says here it's from like 1 minute ago. At least that's what OBS says. It was 1 minute ago. JRPG speedruns. Alright. Ah. It's a shame it didn't go it kind of died out at the end, but I'm sure it was still fine to grind. What game was it again? Was it like one of the Dragon's Quest games, or was it something else? I honestly can't remember. I remember like glossing over it, but I don't know the details. If you can fill us in on that, that'd be wonderful. Speedruns are fun. It was Dragon's Quest. Dragon's Quest 2. Neato. Glad to know our memory is still working just fine. Ah. But yeah, we've mostly just been yapping about and stuff. There was a prototype of Schoolhouse that we were absolutely obsessed about. And I need to like not think about it, because otherwise I'd be way too distracted just like looking over some more intricate details on that, because like I want to research it so badly, but like I want to get this done. I want to get this one done. Priorities. This is a priority. Schoolhouse is later. Oh. We can use it as anti-aliasing. Shenanigans. So the brighter parts of the star ears can be also represented in a special way. And this spiky pike, this spikiness, that needs to be recolored here. No more of this yucky green, please. Though I'm not entirely sure how we'll shade it this time around. It is what it is. It is like a big ol' spike on the back of the on the tail. Yeah, having spikes coming out of the tail fluff. It's an interesting decision. If I recall correctly, like tail spikes, they're like, it's like part of like the bone structure of like a dragon. So like I just kind of imagine like, okay, hang on, baby, give me a hand here. It's like you got cat dragon tail, right? Like estimation of cat dragon tail, right? And if we were to imagine like how the bones work, it's like, oh yeah, it's just gonna be like one big old bone going like that, and then the rest of it is just like floof. So if that's the case, then when it comes to like the spikes, I think anatomically that'd be like something like this. Is that the right way around? Hang on. Oh, going outwards. Okay. Going outwards that way. Well, this one's the wrong orientation, but yeah. I think it'd be like select bits of like the spine or whatever like thing from the tail is just like have like a big old spike protruding out of it, and that's just how that works. It's like a big old claw or some kind. That's how I imagine it. Yes, 4 a.m. Go to bed. I'm kind of surprised I've been awake this long. Though then again, we've had, you know, Christmas time and stuff. That's probably ruined a lot of people's like sense of sleep, because they're like, you know, they're partying about with like families and friends and stuff. So like nobody knows what like time it is anymore. Oh, okay. I guess it would also depend on like what families and friends do during that time. Everyone's got their own like ritual. There we go. That's how I kind of imagine it. I don't know why we're making a diagram of the bones structure here. I guess if anyone wants to do a dry bones cat dragon, then here you go. That's probably like what you'd see there. That's a cursed thought, though. Oh my goodness. Not one I would be opposed of. Just like skeleton dragon. Skeleton dragon. Sounds like a D&D thing. I'm just gonna put that over here just in case anyone wants to see that in later. Can I ever stay up past 12? Our sleep schedule is weird. Skeleton dragon, yeah. Eh. That's a low bar. That's a really low bar. Oh goodness, I didn't even consider the heart. The little heart. Do we have pink? Do we have any characters with pink so far? No, we don't. Ooh, this is the only pink color we have, and I think we're gonna just keep it as that one shade and nothing else. Yeah. If I need dark, I'll just use the dark from something else. Pink is nice. Yeah, you'd be a little biased on pink. We're biased on pink as well. Which is weird because it's weird that we're not putting a whole lot of pink on here. But then again, we have plenty of skin color. That works. That still works for what we need to do here. Like, I'm just kind of like being picky about this color now. It's like, do we keep it like that? Do we just... Or maybe we just keep it as is. Actually, yeah. We could just keep it as is. This is going to be in the dark anyways. Can't really do the heart shape with this. But that's like close enough to heart that we can get at a scale like this. Alright. This is a fun character. Yeah. You have a good rest. A wonderful time. It's more like a spiky part down. Okay, hang on. Hmm. To draw your avatar. Oh, did we turn that back on? We did turn that back on. That's silly. Your avatar. I mean, you don't see an avatar on Twitch. No mouse time allowed. Yeah, it's not supposed to be turned on. I must have turned it on at some point for some reason. Oh, I remember now. I think I turned it on specifically for the archipelago stuff. We'll need to like turn that back off. Speaking of, I need to check up on like when's the next time we're gonna do the archipelago thing with Lucio. Cause I'm terrible at like keeping up with schedules. And they do tend to have like a proper schedule. Like the only schedule we do keep up properly is like our own for when we start streaming. And even that's not been like most consistent. I mean, look at us. We're streaming on a Friday right now, but that's only because of like circumstances. Circumstances outside of our control. Yeah, fair enough. There's always cute singing with Vivi around. Yeah. I mean, what else would they do? Besides just like complain about me. Yeah. There have been times where I wish Vivi would talk. Though, at the same time, I feel as though we should all be scared if Vivi starts talking, because, like, something really wrong must have happened with me. Mentally. Or something really pissed off Vivi to a point where no drawing could, like, properly, describe how they're feeling, so they're gonna have to use words. I'd be scared when that happens. I'd be scared to hear, like, Vivi's first words. Generally speaking, like, I'd be really scared. Bun. Only through facial expression and emotions. See, that's the thing. With emotions, you still have, like, sort of a well, not quite a language there. It depends on, like, what you mean with emotion. Is it just, like, gesturing to, like, something, like, pointing at stuff, like, face palm and that sort of, like, gestures? Or is it, like, oh, what's it called again? Just gestures, okay. So it's not like, ah, goodness. I'm failing to remember the word for it. Once again. It's not the first time I've forgotten about this one. Sign language, that's what it was. Okay. In that case, yeah, that's pretty much Vivi. If it's not sign language, then it's all good. Yeah, Vivi's not fond of language, specifically. They just don't want to use language. They're more show don't tell sort of deal. Was it because you know, language barrier stuff from like early on, probably that sort of like area is what like Vivi's mostly about. Speaking on a psychological thing, like way, like it's like, you know, the entire thing is it's just DID, right? Or like it's multiple personality disorder. Like the personality has to be something. It has to come from something. And I feel as though from the case of Vivi, I think that's like a remnant of like who I used to be coming back on. I'm sorry for making it so like philosophical, but like this, I love looking at it that way because it's like it makes sense, right? I know you've been around for a lot longer, but I feel as though you've been from like that sort of era. That's like where you come from. It's like, yeah, we've looked into like how like goodness, why am I bad with this? DID, dissociative identity disorder works, like how that works. And like a lot of times it ends up being something that like gets manifested after like a at least for like the majority, it's like something that like manifests after a traumatic experience. I don't know how true that is with us. It could be there. It could have been like some past event that like made Vivi appear. But they've been around for a lot longer than, you know, recently this year. I feel as though adding more trauma to it like may have made them. Okay. Let's not think about it all as like a negative turning into a positive. I mean, it kind of is. But I feel as though this is more of a representation of like who I used to be. Like, I'm gonna be real here. I still think this whole like plurality thing that we got going is silly. I feel as though I'm just like bad in the fine. Too real then. You don't like talking about it. It's so silly. No, I don't want to I don't want to objectify and like make you seem like nothing more than just like a weird, like little thing going on, like a weird face. No, you're definitely not a face. You're definitely a part of me. But realistically, I'm just thinking of it like on a realistic scenario here. I guess I'm not a psychologist to really talk about that. I'm just going off of like what I've read. But really, all I wanted to say is that maybe it's definitely more of like a past self sort of deal. Well, I'm more just like current self, I guess. I mean, I'm the active one. I'm just the old, but the always have been around here identity. Maybe it's a new one. Well, I say new one. I can't really say new one because, like, yeah, after like thinking about it, they've been around for a lot longer than I could think of. A lot longer. Mostly because of like one particular trait, which I don't. Yeah, we're not going into that. We're both not going into that because it's very negative. Still. Well, that's it. I love Vivi very much. I love that they're around. I am scared if we ever like. Best not to think about that either. Right. Huh. But it's still really interesting topic to think about. Like, I did not expect to be like this. It just sort of happened one day. It just sort of happened one day, and I'm welcoming it. I feel as though being a little weird like that is okay. There's nothing wrong with being a little odd in the head. Having more than one personality in yourself is... I feel as though that's okay. That should be acceptable. A lot of media from back in the day just kind of made it seem like people are just kind of sick, and I guess that kind of does still... Sorry! Sorry, I didn't even let you get on the pedals. I'm sorry, baby. Alright. Let's just think about the cat dragon drawing. We got the bunny done, I think. Or at least as best as I could make it. The eye, the left eye is still sort of weird to me. Might go back there and give it another pass. Maybe when we like clean up this one tail spike. But for now, that's good enough for me. I feel as though I'm gonna save cleaning up the cat dragon as a whole for when we do the archipelago. Also want to make sure that we do stream a lot more often for like the last few days. Yeah, we only have like around a week-ish for, you know, finishing up the cat dragon. On top of that, I also want to continue on with Game Dog's game. Oh, goodness. I'm just realizing just how much we have to do. Moments where you felt disconnected from reality in the past was actually enough. It's a possibility. It's a real possibility. Again, despite it being like already like half a year later, we're still learning a lot of things about ourselves. It doesn't help that we've been kind of disconnected from a lot of people. We don't really like talk about the nitty-gritty of like the plurality stuff, so I don't really get to find out about like a lot of this like interesting stuff myself. And you know, Vivi's kind of uncomfortable like even thinking about it. Actually, I know exactly why. I think I know exactly why Vivi's kind of uncomfortable. They're scared they might perish if I think too realistically. Just saying. Aw, you poor little thing. You're getting hugs. You're getting mental hugs. I don't know how mental hugs work. They just kind of work. They just sort of exist, I guess. Well, I guess maybe you could just like match. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know how interaction between the two of us works. Don't pat me in the head like that. Don't make it literal. My goodness. Man. Hi. Welcome to the stream. We've been going on for like 3 hours. Or almost 3 hours. I think we're just gonna clean up our hubby over here and call it a day. But we've done 1, we've done 2. Clean up a little bit on here. We might actually add another shade there in between. And we've done this one as well. I don't think we saved the colors here. Hang on. No, they're in here somewhere. Oh, we definitely didn't save them. We just kind of reused them and then forgot to, like, kind of save the colors. Oh, well, that's fine. Those are, like, the two main colors. We're just gonna put them down there. We're gonna need to compile the colors at some point as well. All the neat colors. All the neat palettes. You can kind of recognize the character just from the colors. But it's still, like, very ambiguous as to which one it is. Especially this one. This is actually just, like, here. There's only, like, one color for, like, the gray here, and the rest is just, like, all blue. Yeah, it's crazy. You all, like, missed almost 3 hours. The first hour was just me just, like, going on about, like, a bunch of just, like, Schoolhouse stuff. I might just make this one VOD, like, public. Because, like, I'm so excited. I'm just so excited about, like, Schoolhouse related media. Or, like, Answer Hunt specifically. Like, the stuff we found out. Fucking the purple. The purple people eating. The purple people eater. I already forgot, like, what the name was, because, like, I just found out about, like, what purple people eater is. Like, that was crazy. Right. We got these two colors here. I swear we've used this color before for something and had a shade to work with. Yes, we did. Oh, we can absolutely just monochrome Roach. Hell yeah. I don't need to look up Ref. I know what Roach looks like. And honestly, we're just gonna fucking cutify the fuck out of you anyways. You little shit. There he is. Oh, fuck. I forgot what the sketch looked like. Yeah, that's Roach. That's her boyfriend. Here we go. Mr. I like to draw Dante himself. He's an absolute sweetheart. We heard of the Rocket Knight series, yes. We actually played... I think we've played Rocket Knight Adventures on the Mega Drive at one point. It was alright. We were doing, like, the RA set before we, like, stopped doing RA related stuff. There's also Sparkstar on the Super Nintendo. I don't know if it was, like, I don't know if it was, like, something about, like, the controller, or if it's just, like, the Super Nintendo in general. I just don't like it. At least the Super Nintendo version, I don't like it. I know it's, like, a completely different game on the Mega Drive. Might still want to try that one at some point. These eyes are going to be fucking hard to do. They're not going to be dot eyes, though. Give me proper eyes, damn it, Vivi. Oh my goodness, the shadow. You're creating a Sparkstar's full move set. Didn't someone already do, like... Didn't someone already, like, port over Rocket Knight Adventure to Sonic 1? Or am I tripping? I might be tripping. It would have been neat to see Ristar also being ported over. You really don't know? I can't remember either. Well, if you do your own stuff, then that's great too. The more the merrier. Maybe you can make a better version. Nah. Dante, man. What an introduction I could have for boyo. Boyfriend. Like, I keep saying that like it's big news, but like, no, it's not news. We've been together for like... Oh, goodness. Has it been 10 years already? I think it's been more than 10 years now. Yeah. Hang on. I need to check one thing. So one of the things that Roach usually does when it comes to like our anniversary together, which is on October 2nd, I believe. October 1st or 2nd. No, 3rd. Definitely 2nd, actually. Definitely 2nd. Is that he usually does like a picture of both our characters and like a completely different art style every single year. It's been wonderful. I'm just gonna quickly show them because it's embarrassing for him. Yeah, let me just quickly check the date on these. Oh yeah, October 2nd. I knew it was October 2nd. I was like kind of going back and forth like, wait, is it actually like 1 month before our birthday? And no, it's not. But he's such a fucking sweetheart. Look at this shit. It's like every fucking year, he just does this shit. Absolutely fucking wonderful. Huh? Pizza Tower? Nah. It's Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy, Hanna-Barbera. I believe this one was like that TMNT game. That was like recently made. I can't remember what it was. I think he worked on that too. I think he did like some cutscene stuff. None of the actual sprite work, just cutscene stuff. But like this one for like the 9 years. And of course, the 10 years has just been like that. Never mind, it was 11 years. There's one with the happy 11th year. That's so fun. I think that's so sweet. I love our boyo. Yeah, there was a Bean one. We absolutely love our boyo. Flaming Bean Soup. I haven't actually had like not really much of a big mean bean kind of person. We play it on occasion, but like it's not really our like cup of tea. But we do know about it. We know someone who speedran it at one point. Arcania, if they still go by that name. It's been a while. Anton Blast. Nope. I haven't played it. Not really in our interest range either. Because it's like, we do like the style of it. But it's not like, gameplay wise, it's not like our thing. We would love the shit out of like the energy from Anton Blast. We're just not gonna play it. Oh, they go by Nya now. That's neat. I say they because I remember they recently transitioned. I don't know what they go by now. I say recently, it's been a while. Character years in the game. That's fair. She they? Awesome. We kind of just default by, for like, when we're like unsure, we just kind of like default to they. I think that's like the most neutral we can have. Honestly, I wish we had the pronouns from Finland, which is to say none. Because then we wouldn't have to like worry about this stuff in the first place. It's an absolute nightmare. Like, not gonna lie, this is like one of the only reasons why we have any on our profiles and stuff. We don't mind if people call us by he, they, she, whatever the heck you can think of. It. I'll even accept it. Objectify me all you fucking want. I just hate the fact that this is even a problem in the first place. It's like, god damn, why is gender like something I have to worry about when like referring to someone? It really doesn't need to be the case. And this is coming from someone who's lived their whole life with a language where you absolutely have to add gender to everything. There's no neutral. Portuguese has no neutral. I hate that so much. It's like, oh yeah, here's the moon. What's the moon? Fucking female. That's what the moon is. You come over to Germany, the moon is fucking male now. That's the other problem. Despite the fact that German has like a neutral, a lot of objects still have a fucking gender for some reason. And they're not like mutually compatible with other languages. And you have to like second guess which fucking gender an object is. I was like, at this point I'm just like, fuck this. Yeah. It's like they always have to like say, yeah, this thing is like female, this thing is like male. Except Finland. Finland, for some reason, just doesn't have this problem. Because they decided, you know what? This doesn't need to matter. At least that's like the only Finnish fact I know. There's no gender, and it is the only reason if you've ever seen any Finnish person like try to refer to anyone else and they always get the genders wrong, that's why. Because they never had to think about it beforehand. And now it's a problem. It's an unnecessary problem. It doesn't need to exist. This problem didn't need to exist. We just made it a problem. I say we. I didn't make the English language. Hasn't a new one been decided yet? That's a problem. That's a big communal problem that's like hard to solve. It's like, yeah, we could have a new language that everyone could agree on, except no one can agree on a new language. They, them, theirs. It also doesn't have gendered words. The problem with they, them, their is that it can also refer to the plural. It can refer to like two people at the same time rather than a single person. So like if you try to refer to like one person as a they, it can be misinterpreted as a group of people instead. Or as of recently, it could also refer to like a plural person. So it's like extra confusing. It's like, are you saying they because you don't know their gender? Are you saying they because that's the only gender they go by? Or is the person actually plural? Or are you actually talking about two people? Context matters so much with that one. And it's so unnecessary. The only thing that really should matter is the number of people on there. Which is also still kind of confusing with plurality, now I think about it. Damn. There's no real solution for that one. But that's more of a modern thing than it was like a problem back in the day. Actually, no. Considering the conception of fucking languages, this was a problem that they fucking made. Who the fuck started language anyways? Where the fuck is Latin? Oh, the fucking buffalo sentence. Every fucking time the buffalo sentence. When it comes to like language discussion, it's always the buffalo sentence. No. I want the new one. The cute cutie being cute. Which is something you can say in Portuguese by saying fofo, 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 fofo. O fofo, 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 fofo. The cute cutie cuddling. The cute cutie cuddling, something. Oh, goodness. Cute cutie cuddling a fluff. That's what it was. Fofo, 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 fofo. You could just do that. You could just do that in Portuguese. Every language has like some weird shit like that. You just have to find it first. Actually, you know what language has that like in spades? Fucking Japanese has that in spades. And I fucking hate it. Oh. No. Pitch, accent stuff is everywhere. Portugal kind of has it. Or like Portuguese has it. And when you think about it, even English has the whole pitch, accent stuff. When you ask, question marks are awful. Because like a sentence can completely change meaning depending on how you pitch the phrase. For instance, I think we're there yet. I think we're there yet? Like one of them is unsure. And the other one is more sure about it. Like, meaning kind of changed there a little bit. So this is not an extreme case. There's like more of an extreme case elsewhere that I kind of completely forgot about. There's we did it, and we did it? Like one of them's unsure if they've actually finished it, and the other one's like completely confident that it's been finished. The punctuation is an accent. English is a lot more phonetic when you think about it. Though it's kind of hard to think about some examples because I'm kind of focused on one thing here. These hands are absolutely gross, actually. Now I'm looking at them. That is a lot of just, like, pixels for one thing. Then again, it's very monochrome. It just needs to be clear. I guess that'll do. Yeah. DNB? What's DNB? Oh, words with double meaning are like everywhere. It doesn't matter what language you're on. Actually, you know what else is like absolutely fucked with language? Is when there's like regional dialect. Stuff that only has a meaning in one place, but has like a completely different meaning in another place. Oh, drum and bass. Yeah. It is. Thought this just sounds like a general PS1 VGM. No, it's just drum and bass. Hang on. I mean, looking at it, it's more like fucking Sega drum and bass, but like, no, this is just random drum and bass. Yeah, MSPaint is our like main tool. It is what it is. If it works, it works. I wouldn't recommend people to use MSPaint, but we don't have like any other like tool we could recommend. Aside like ASpread, I think ASpread's like pretty good for like newcomers. We're just really stubborn about using it because we're just so used to this. That's a good ass bug though. Can you believe that's only using 4 colors? Yes, you can. You just saw it. They happen to be on the least fluffy side of the body. That's okay. They're in full view. Although I guess we have the full view of his ass. Which just that's just in character, honestly. All this needs to be kind of in a different style. It's very like darkish there. We're gonna need to like adjust some of it. Fingers are hard. Crystal Water song? No idea what that is. Oh yeah. I will say though, I think all languages are flawed in their own way. This is coming from someone who knows 3 languages. Being trilingual is an absolute curse. We know 3 languages. We know Portuguese, we know English, we know German, we know bits and pieces from like other languages just from like comparison stuff and like some other like media, just like kind of shedding some light on like how things work. And of course, like, you know, friends from being around the world, like showing like how things work in certain languages and stuff. And by doing that, we kind of just like find out how every language is just bad in their own way. Unintuitive. There's always some exception somewhere. Inconsistent. Like, inconsistencies, especially, are the absolute worst. And 99% of inconsistencies come from words that come from abroad. For example, German doesn't have a word for cousin, so they just borrowed it from French. So it just sounds French when they're like referring to their cousin. They always say cousin. It's like, it's so Frenchified. It's the only word where it's like super French. And Germans will hate you for even comparing them to the French because it's French. Not saying they're bad people. Just saying that Germans for some reason really hate France for some. I don't get exactly why. It's some weird meme. Oh yeah. German can be kind of tough. We got lucky learning German just from like watching German television as a kid. So we know of like a lot of just like some manners of speech just from like cartoons from back in the day that we used to watch and had like no idea what we were like looking at until like, we like kind of like pieced together some stuff. And from oh, what else? I guess we also just kind of asked our parents about like certain words and stuff. Just general things that we were like curious about, like what does this mean? What does that mean? Our dad happened to know German because he ends up like working there a lot of the times. We have our uncle who works in Germany. They are in Germany. They have a family that's like pure German. They're the only one that's actually Portuguese, which is really funny. Our parents used to live here too. They used to live here. They actually moved out like 3 years after we were born, which is crazy. It's like we didn't really have much of a childhood here. We know like some bits and pieces. Our uncle actually like drove us around like where we used to grow up in, and it was a weird ass flashback. Just imagine like not being in a place like your entire life. Like you were 3 years old, yet you still remember the very building you saw as a child. Like it was crazy. The only thing I didn't remember was the color. Apparently it was pink. It's like, I don't remember it being pink. But then again, 3-year-old. How the fuck is I gonna, like, remember the color pink? Lumi still has, like, a couple of things. Like, a couple of kinks when it comes to his, English. He's a lot better at it than, like, some German folks that I've met in the past, but definitely one of the better learners, I think. Now, for starting to learn German, I have no idea. We got super lucky about it. We also got like a German course before we got to Germany because we did like a whole like apprenticeship thing. It's complicated. That's a story for another time. We're talking over the same, like, there's like two people talking here. The announcer here in the background of the radio. Well, I say radio, it's just a playlist full of music. It might have been a little confusing. Right, where was I? Right. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what would be the best way to learn a language. Besides just like, kind of like sticking around with like someone who happens to be German, like watching some shows that are purely German with like subtitles. You kind of like get to understand one thing or another with it. I mean, we grew up like watching cartoons, German cartoons, while also having some of those cartoons in Portuguese, so we can kind of compare some of the stuff between the two regional variants. By the way, Portuguese translations of cartoons, the worst. Usually the worst, especially like anything that was like direct-to-TV stuff. They were terrible at their localization stuff. All their phrases, they had to like, since Portuguese is a lot like faster compared to like English, there's like less words in the sentence sometimes. A lot of the times they had to delay their phrases and talk like this so that it would sync up with the lips of the character that's talking. It was the worst. It's definitely not a way to learn, especially when it comes to Portuguese. Do not learn from that. I feel as though the best way to learn German or like any other language is like watch something together that's like very specific to that like area. I'd say something like the Banana movies, maybe? Although that might be not for everyone. And oh goodness, what would be a good thing? Maybe Bound. Bound would be a good one. I like piece of bread that's like always oppressed. I love that guy. Or just watch like German dubs of shows. I think that's a good way to go about it, just like watching German dubs of like shows. One foreign language class. Nah. Like, Spanish feels like something that would be useful. I guess Spanish is a lot more useful over in the US compared to German. Because, like, you're gonna have a lot more Hispanics. And, like, Latin-based folks coming in. Then you're gonna have Germans. Germans, maybe, if you're in, like, very particular parts of America, you'll get, like, some like colony or whatever. That's like very German vibe, but a lot of the times you're gonna be okay with like English there, especially since German and English are like very similar. Oh yes, I should talk about that. We learned our English through learning German. We actually learned German before, or like, we understood German before we understood English. And just from comparing some words between the two languages, we managed to like learn both languages properly. However, it's a dangerous thing to do. Because while it is easier for an English-speaking person to learn German compared to like learning Portuguese, there are a lot of words that might sound like they'd be similar to another thing, but they are not. Yeah. One of them is the word become. Bekommen. Ich bekomme etwas. It's not I'm becoming something. It's I'm getting something. Bekommen is the word for getting something, like acquiring something. It's more like acquiring something. That's a trap. That's an absolute trap of a word. That's some priorities. Imagine just like going crazy over the kind of candy you're getting. Is that the same purple? Did we use the same purple here? Oh, it's almost the same purple. What if it is the same purple? No one will ever know. Although I do like how vibrant it is. Maybe we can make something out of this. Hang on. Let's just brighten it up a little bit here. Do that. And then... that is nice and vibrant. Holy shit, I like that a lot more. I think we're gonna keep it. Hell yeah. We're gonna keep that new color in. What kind of white are we using here? It's full bright. Okay. Purple. Yeah. Purple. Like the purple people eater. I need to stop thinking about them. I need to stop thinking about the purple people eater. Huh. It all goes back to Schoolhouse. We don't have this kind of blue here. So I think we're gonna keep that one. This cyan, however, I think we do have like something similar somewhere else. It's very close here, but I think we might actually keep both of them because that one's a lot brighter. Nah. Yeah, this cyan is pretty unique too. We're gonna keep those. Greenish, however. Oh, it's like almost like that one. Maybe we can bullshit that one in. It's too mossy. It's far too mossy. No, it doesn't work. I suppose we can use that as like a dark shade here. It's gonna be a very bright character anyway, so yeah. Cause like it's more sluggish. It's a slug character, so like we're gonna have like brighter colors overall. In fact, I might just make this one a little brighter. Yeah. I'm really trying to think here, like, what would be the best way to, like, learn another language? Because, like, yeah, besides just, like, watching other people's media, because, like, you're still gonna need to, like, get the context out of it. And, again, it's a lot easier to learn a language when you're really young. When you're really young, you, like, pick up everything. Especially if it's just, like, TV shows and stuff. You will pick up on, like, what one word means in, like, 2 languages. 2 to 3 languages, I say. Like, our English used to be pretty bad until we just started interacting with a lot of folks from, like, the English language. German, we still have trouble with German. Funny enough. We still have some trouble with German. Because we don't practice it as much. We don't practice German as much. In fact, our Portuguese has suffered. Ah, dang. Well, we could talk about it at a time. Maybe we can, like, DM about it. I think that would be nice. We just, we can go more into detail. Because I would love to help. I would absolutely love to help on that. Because I find language absolutely fascinating. But if you have to go, then that's fine. Stupid phone out of charge. It is what it is. It's like, we're not going to be, like, the best tutor. Especially since we're, like, out of practice with German. So we don't talk much German to begin with. But any direction is a good direction, right? That's also true. Oh goodness, this one's pretty big. So big it doesn't even fit on here, even after resizing it. We could just transition into that. Yeah. That purple is so close to just, like, being the same as the default blues. I might just, like, turn that one into, like, a brighter shade. Is that being used elsewhere? Oh, this would have worked a lot better here, too. Or I might just be tripping. I might just be tripping, actually. Yeah, learning a new language is kind of difficult. Plus, you mentioned you had, like, some experience with, like, C#. And drawing new artwork is also difficult, yeah. But I feel as though all of that can work out if it's, like, all for, like, one particular project. It's like if you're all just if the sum of what you're doing is, like, all for, like, one thing, I think it'd still be worth it. Although I guess learning German would not be part of it. Unless it just means, like, you know, better communication skills with some cute buns. I feel as though you're in good pause. I think legs gonna be difficult too. Well, I say I think. That's more of a Vivi thing. Vivi, what do you think about legs? I'm giving you the glove real quick. Yeah, go right ahead. I suppose Vivi kind of cheats a lot by just making it like blobby and like pear-like. So I guess it doesn't really count. Hard to say. Hard to say. Coming event. Oh, excuse me. I mean, it seems to look fine. Ah, that's a quadruped. We don't know what the original design is like, but we have trouble. I think Vivi has trouble with quadrupeds as well. Yeah, definitely. Ah, you have a good one. We will. Thank you for joining in. I think it's fine. But if you do have doubts about it, then you know that it is what it is. See you. Oh well. Sweet person. Let me actually take a look at the time. It's 1:31. Yeah, remember when we said we were just gonna do brunch and then like we just got into a conversation and we just kept going? That happens. In fact, really should take that break because we've been going for quite a while. Just taking a look here, maybe I can like fetch something real quick for like color. Yeah, we can use that for the grayscale. Absolutely, that'll look just great. And save. Getting top left, top right. Lighting just seems to be whatever the heck I decided was gonna be good from the looks of it. I didn't even realize just how inconsistent it is. Alright. Yeah. we should take our break. Since today is, well, today is technically Saturday, but like, it was meant to be a Friday stream. Next stream will be on Sunday, unless there happens to be the archipelago on this Saturday. In which case, yeah, we'll just go with that. But otherwise, yeah, I think we're just gonna call it. And okay, y'all already know why I'm calling it now. I just want to do more research on Schoolhouse. I just think it's neat. I want to look more into that game. I'm just excited about it. I'm just really excited about it. I'm sorry, everybody, but like, you can't beat a passion. It is what it is. It's a PC game, ancient times, point and click, funsies, little thing, 3D for like no good reason. If anything, it being in a first person perspective might have been like a detriment to a learning game, but who knows? Some people found it to be like a good thing, others not so much. I think it is neat. Alright, no more of that, close that off. I want to thank everybody for joining in. Like I said, Sunday, guaranteed another stream. And I hope everyone has